So in December of 2019, I, like the rest of the world, had big plans for the new year, 2020, a new decade, right? And we all know what happened with that. One of my biggest plans and one of the biggest things that I wanted to accomplish was to rebuild my credit. Mind you, my credit score in 2019 was 414, and that is extremely low. As fate would have it, I was sued in November of 2019 for a very large amount of money. The next month, I visited my tax attorney who does my taxes each year, and she told me the best thing for me to do was to declare Chapter 7 bankruptcy to get rid of this pending lawsuit, which could take up to 7 years to resolve. I wasn't at all excited about the prospect of possibly having to file bankruptcy because I'd done it before. And besides, that first bankruptcy had been years prior, and it took me a long time to rebound from it. So I wasn't at all excited or looking forward to having to possibly file Chapter 7 again. I needed to get rid of this problem I had, so I decided to go ahead and file Chapter 7, except this time, unlike the first time, I represented myself in court. Things went surprisingly very smooth, and I didn't even have to pay to file the bankruptcy. And of course, I didn't have to pay a lawyer because I was filing pro se and representing myself. 90 days later, was I not only free and clear from the lawsuit, I was also free and clear from all of the debt that I had incurred and different bills that I didn't pay, so I had a clean slate. Now, the next bridge of incidents my tax attorney advised me of was, now that the bankruptcy was discharged, I could do what is called a factual dispute and get the bankruptcy completely deleted. Now, once you filed bankruptcy, a lot of the creditors that you had before automatically fall off because they've pretty much given up because they know they can't collect on the debt. So I'd say 60% of the creditors that I had just automatically went away once I filed bankruptcy. And on top of that, my credit score had already improved by this time by about 100 points, so I was well on my way. Now, at this time, I'd never heard of having a bankruptcy deleted. So I got more information from my tax attorney. She told me exactly what to do. I did what she said, and about a year later, I had the bankruptcy deleted from TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian, which my credit score skyrocketed. The few other delinquent accounts that were part of the bankruptcy had all but fallen off by themselves, or I disputed and gotten rid of those too. So in the span of about a year and a few months, I'd gone from a credit score of 414 all the way up to a credit score of about 775. My highest score to date has been 799, which for a person like me is absolutely incredible. I'd never had so many offers for credit cards and so many other things that made life so much more enjoyable and also made life so much more easy. Now, this second time around, I'd learned my lesson. The first time I filed Chapter 7, I was in my 20s. This time I was much more responsible in my response to the bankruptcy, and I had all of this great information from my tax attorney on how to handle the situation to turn everything around. Now, there I was at the latter part of 2019 thinking, I have all of these big plans for 2020. I wanted to purchase a home. I wanted to rebuild my credit and do so many great things just to kind of have a fresh start, a new start for the new decade. As it turned out, being sued was the best thing that could have ever happened to me because it was merely a wonderful bridge of incidents that led me to the next incident and the next one after that, all leading to excellent credit. Not good credit, excellent credit. So many times in our lives, we see bad things happening and we freak out and we respond to them, we react to them. And I've learned not to do that by listening to the teachings of Neville Goddard, because those things that seem so terrible may in fact be a bridge of incidents leading you to a spectacular, magnificent end, like in this situation. My thought and intention at the end of 2019 was to establish good credit. I got even better than that. Every single thing that happened for my best good and wound up probably one of the most important things and best things that it's ever happened in my entire life. Excellent credit changes your life. I have more credit cards. that I know what to do with, which all have a zero balance. I pay them all off as if they're charge cards every month. Speaking of charge cards, I now have 4 American Express cards. I've never had an American Express in my entire life, and it's kind of embarrassing to say with how old I am now, but nevertheless, I'm here. In closing, I want to say a bad situation or seemingly bad situation may in fact be your gift horse. Don't question it. I want to thank you guys for listening. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate you guys so much. Bye, everybody.